Okay. So the 10 horns is the EU, okay? Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain and Portugal, England and Ireland, and West Germany. One more time, the 10 horns represent the EU, the European Union. All right, Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain and Portugal, England and Ireland, West Germany. Okay, so let's go back here. Let me
University of Phoenix feels built for real life. University of Phoenix feels built for real life, because it is.
All right, so Revelation chapter 7, verse 17, verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman. So right here, all right, John the Revelator is receiving a vision right here. Okay, all right, this is what you gotta understand here. John the Revelator is receiving, he's getting a vision from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit. Represents America. Okay, all right, sit upon a scarlet colored beast, which is red. Okay, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. Yeah, because America's not purple, right? So purple just represents, like royal, which they're not royal here. They're not royal here, but they do have controlled stuff right now. Of the, of a lot. They have, they're what, $37 trillion in debt, something like that. I know it's over 30 trillion. Yeah, imagine that, right? America is over 30 trillion. I would say 37, right? Around 33 to 37 trillion dollars in debt, and they want to give people a credit score, and they're over 33 trillion in debt, and they're worried about people's credit score. You telling me so-called white man's not retarded? All right. Hey, So and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Yeah, because when you see Trump, does he come out all decked out with gold and rubies and nah, hell no. Okay, the only thing you see Trump come out with is what makeup, because he's a certified clown. But the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is using this clown. All right, it just shows you the Lord rules in the kingdom of men. Because you see this monkey here, Trump, but makeup on. It's like, damn, how the hell, But that's the Lord, Remember, the Lord said He can even have these stones prophesy. So just remember that, okay? When you receive this word, okay, be very grateful for it, because the Lord don't need none of us. So that just goes to show you, how powerful the Lord is. Just making points there. And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Yeah, because this place has more than enough, Just America's living lavishly, They got more than the heart can wish, right? Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations. Let's check that out. And filthiness of her fornication. So it's not clean. It's no good, abomination and filthiness of her fornication. It's no good. All right. Verse 5. And upon her forehead was the name written, mystery, because it's a mystery, because not everybody knows that. All right. Not everybody knows that. And real soon here, I'm going to go into, Lord willing, I'll go into a part 3 of, I'm not too sure I'm going to title these lessons, maybe to some of, Esau's kingdoms, his rulership. He's divided against himself, somewhere in that area, But right now, it's very important that you pay attention to these words, because it's mystery. See that? So, because it's a mystery, not everybody knows it. This is why people are finding out about the files. Hey, you find out about the files? Anybody? See? So this is what's coming out now. So the prophets are telling, the children of Israel and also the heathens and Edomites that they're through. Okay. Also, you this right here, the mystery, because not everybody knows it. You got people like Dabu7, stuff like that. Reggie from Boston. I heard that Alex Jones, he's not there no more. Who knows what happens to that sellout? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the thing is that truth is springing upon the earth now. People are starting to wake up to smell the coffee, so to speak. Babylon the Great. Okay, because it is wicked here, but the U.S. does go around the world telling people what they can and cannot do. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's the way the Lord has it set up, but not for long. Okay, because remember, America, you're going down real soon. Okay, America's on their, circling the drain. They're out of there. The mother of harlots. So stop right there. Okay, the mother of harlots, because isn't like Madonna and stuff like that, Cardi B, all these harlots, they're put on the pedestal, they're worshipped and stuff, yeah, according to the scriptures, lesbians and those who are they are with the same the same gender, okay, they're supposed to be killed. A harlot, she's supposed to be burnt. See that? But what do they do here in America? They give them Grammys, fucking awards. Do they not? Or are we just, I talking shit? Now you're talking shit now. Don't worry, I'll wait. Okay? Are the harlots here? Okay? Are they look like, hey man, she's cut that shit out, or hey, it's fine, it's what she likes. Do as thou wilt, right? Okay, because this place does not follow the God of the Bible. Because how come Trump, the leader of America, doesn't say, hey, cut all that shit off? We're following the Lord now. Because they don't. Remember, Obama was the main one to push that rainbow group, I don't like saying that, but, you know what it is, okay? And you devils are going to pay for that too. Because that's a beautiful sign from Yahweh Shemel Shai that he's never going to flood the earth again, it's a covenant. So, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth, right? Because whatever America does, it impacts the world. Those that individuals who are coming back from Iran, they want to come, well, let me rephrase that. Some men and women that live in Iran, okay, they're moving over here to America, okay, not for safety, but because they want to be whores. They want to be like America, see? So they're coming over here to to live like a degenerate and follow the ways of America, see, and abominations of the earth. All right, because are Americans going over there trying to, hey, I want to be like Iran? Okay, who's coming to American stuff? All right, verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. Okay, the saints, that's us, with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. Once again, remember that there are going to be a few martyrs. Okay, remember that. All right, in this time coming. But those souls are strong spirits. The Lord's not going to put more on you than what you can handle. When I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Verse 7. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her. Okay, which we just broke down. All right, because it's a beast system pushing for the New World Order, right? Which had 7 heads and 10 horns. All right, and we named it. Verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, Europe, because it's lack of resources, and go into perdition, destruction. Perdition means destruction. Understand that. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder. All right, right there. All right, so let me read that again, because that's a very heavy point right there. Okay, Revelation chapter 17, verse 8. And the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. What does that mean? Okay, destruction. Okay, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder. Right, because not everybody knows, what's really going on right here. Okay, some people, they don't want to believe it, because a lot of people are for America. They stand up for the so-called white man. Yeah, very real. Whose names, listen up, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. Right, so who is that? Okay, who is that? The non-elect. Okay, whose names were not written in the book of life. So everybody else except the elect. Okay, so whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. You can get that precept, Ephesians 1 and 4. Okay, because the elect were predestined before the planet Earth was even created. When they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Verse 9. Listen up, this is very important. Okay, here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains. Okay, talking about that beast system. It's not a little dragon. Oh man, there's gonna be a freaking red monster coming out somewhere. No, okay, it's that red represents the ancient Roman Empire. Okay, so this right here is it's a beast system pushing for the New World Order. See, yeah, the 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. Okay. 7 kingdoms, 7 governments ruled by Esau, right? The self-proclaimed white man, on which the woman sitteth, because America controls that system. Why? Because they have the biggest guns. All right, So when they have a meeting, if America doesn't agree, all right, they just do their own thing. Okay, or they have the last say. All right, so what you see Trump, it's all a front. I mean, they are beefing with the members of NATO, America, because they're saying get your own oil, stuff like that, because these nations are turning against America, you know. But remember, the elites are can't forget about that. Everything's a show. Because if you notice right now, everything's about Iran. What about the rest of the world and shit? Yeah, there's a lot going on in Iran, but what about everywhere else? Because remember, they control the narrative, the time toss. All right. Yeah. Remember that. All right. Revelation 17 verse 10, and there are 7 kings. All right. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. So that is talking about the British. All right. Verse 11, and the beast that was and is not, even he is of the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. Okay, so who is that? Okay, the Roman Empire. All right, verse 12, because America's going down. You got to understand that. Okay, America's going down. America's going down. All right, verse 12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. Okay, so the EU, because yeah, they have that one clown. Remember King Charles, something like that. All right, but also in the EU, they're referred as kings. So they're what are they called? All right, so Revelation chapter 17 verse 12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. So the EU, right? So are there 10 kings out there? As each ruler of the EU, are they kings? No, they're called what? Prime ministers, right? But they have power as a king because they have power to, make moves, move things around. So they have power as kings, but they're called prime ministers. You dig? Okay. Which have received no kingdom, right? Okay, so this, that's, more, adding more to the point. Okay, because they don't have, like the ancient world, where you had the king of here, the king of, here, the king of there, you don't have that. All right, so they're called prime ministers. See, check this out. Okay, which have received no kingdom. Which have received no kingdom. Because, yeah, they're not literal kings, they're prime ministers, right? Okay, check it out. As yet, but, but. So here's more to the point, okay? Driving that point home. Getting down to the nuts and bolts of things, But receive power. See, because they're like kings, but they're not kings. They're called prime ministers. But are they powerful? Shit, yeah. Okay, they have power to move things, move militaries, power is like, you can move militaries, I mean, that's power when you can tell people what not to do, a whole military and shit, All right, so that's power like a king, but receive power as kings, 1 hour with the beast. So this is very important right here. So right here, but receive power as king, 1 hour with the beast, which is that, you know, the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, you know, going back to Esau's his beast system, you know, his power structure. Okay, that's pushing for the New World Order, and the 3 main, you know, teams, if you will, pushing for the New World Order is the leaders of America, the EU, and NATO. Okay, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. All right, you got to remember that. All right, so not everybody in America is down with the New World Order, but the people who are plugged in, okay, and Trump, oh, big time. He's definitely, he's all the way left. Okay, you know, just to clear that up, you know, yeah, Trump is he's a Teeman, so he's German, so he's a full-blown Edomite, okay, and he worships Satan and Baphomet. Make no mistake, you know. That's why it's coming out that he's on the files, right? There's a lot of stuff coming out, you know. Yeah, that he gives men rim jobs and shit. Dude's a fuck, whatever, you know. But hey, but that's these Edomites, you know. See? And you think he follows the Lord? You know? Because, you know, all these presidents say, oh yeah, you know, they're what God and country and all that. But remember, that word God just means power. Okay, it doesn't mean Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. God means power. Okay, but people worship all kinds of stuff. So that God there and God we trust in the back of the dollar bill means that's Satan right there. All right, just to let you know that, you know. So yeah, because how come none of these like Trump, you know, he tried to put on a front, you know, said that, oh yeah, you know, that's my favorite book, the King James version. Okay, he's full of shit. All right, you know, because remember, it's the book of Psalms. I believe it's the 2nd chapter. All right, but it's why the heathens rage and imagine a vain thing. Okay, because they're raging right now. Why? Because they know what their latter end is going to be. Okay, you know, they know that the Lord hates them. They know that. They know this. Okay, you know, the true prophets are back on the scene right now. Okay, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Ezra. Okay, the prophets are back. There's a few that are, you know, in the spiritual realm resting. Okay, but the majority of the 144, they're here. Okay, all the prophets of old, they're back here walking the earth right now. Okay, that's the 144,000, the house of David. Yahushua has brothers. All right, yeah, they're gods on the earth, so you can understand. All right, so let's get that one more time. Revelation chapter 17 verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. Okay, so right here, okay, the angel's breaking it down to John the Revelator. Okay, the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. Okay, the EU, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. Okay, when they have those G7 summit meetings and all that stuff, you know, because they give their power to the beast. All right, that system, the team that is pushing for the New World Order, the elites, if you will, you know. See that? So this is why people, you know, you heard it before. Okay, they sell out. Okay, you know. Yep. Yeah, it's very real. Okay, and you know, these true, like these real, you know, because you got different levels of agents out here. Okay, All right, you got these little minions out here, but you got ones that really know what it is out here. All right, they know. Okay, they know who the men of the Lord are, because it's another topic for another day. But there's real witches and warlocks on the left-hand side that tell them. Okay. Also, they know because the men of the Lord do not compromise. Okay, because this world, the majority of them, they compromise, they sell out. They come up to them and say, well, we're gonna take this and take your business away, or whatever, your family, try to threaten you, threaten us and stuff, but the real men of the Lord won't sell out. Remember that. Okay. We only fear the Lord. Our enemies, we know that they're there, but they're nothing. Remember that. So that's something you got to understand. Remember all the apostles, all right, beforehand, okay, when they were threatened to go in the fiery furnace, the lion's den, okay, all right, Peter, Paul, did they stop? Did they say, all right, you take us prisoner, all right, hey, all right, all right, man, I'll chill out? Hell no, they went all the way. Okay, Yahushua, John the Baptist was chewing them out. All right, shit, John the Baptist was letting these devils have it. All right, I don't care what you're talking about. All right, and that's the point, because the true prophets are gonna go all the way. You see? All right. Verse 13. These have one mind. Remember the team. Remember the leaders of America, EU, and NATO. Okay, not everybody, because you do have people turning against America. Yes, but remember the elite's plans for that new world order. It's all about that new world order and the RFID microchip being implanted and made mandatory. Okay, but we're waiting for that too. Okay, because that's the mark of the beast. Very real. Very real. And the times here are going to be very heavy. So you got to be ready for that. For your own family to come up against you, whoever. Okay, you got to be ready for that, These clowns and agents try to threaten you, fuck it, You got to really say, hey, fuck everybody. All right, do what you have to, but if people come up to you, okay, and don't like you just because you worship Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, then hell with them. Remember, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said, who is my family? Okay? Remember these scriptures. Okay? They who don't, you gotta put all that away. Like, oh, he's my cousin, he's a good person, she's a good person. Cut all that off. Okay? If they're not part of the hopeful elect, we'll see them on the other side. You have to really have that. You gotta be ready, because Esau is gonna start killing people too, and he has a green light from the Lord to do so. Okay, remember that. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Okay, so remember, we're defenders of the gospel. We are frontliners on the right hand side, but that don't mean that Esau's not gonna bring it. Okay, yeah, we talk crap because we're frontliners on the right hand side, but does this man have power? Hell yeah, he's gonna be laying Jake down on the street. Okay, he's gonna be laying Jake down, and he is gonna come for us, but the thing is with the hopeful elect, the Lord may remember, he's gonna live to that standard, so we may get spiritual power, the angels may intervene, something, and if not, if there has to be a few martyrs, then that's that. We understand that, See? So we're just holding on to our crown and believing in the Lord. But you have to really apply these scriptures, not just, oh, forget your family and, oh, look at, he's talking shit now, I think he's all bad. No. Okay? Get all that shit out of your head. Okay? All right? Because remember, just speaking facts here. All right? And you know how it is when people here, okay, when people face danger, when they face trouble, jail time, whatever, they get threatened, especially with authorities, the government, fucking rifles pointing at your forehead. Okay, people are not going to hesitate to turn in each other's family members. Once again, you may have family members that may have your back to the end, but you may have those that do tell. It's just the way it is. Okay, the Lord told us that. So you have to truly gird up yourselves and be ready for that. All right. This is where you want to always put your energy towards that. You know, you don't got to be out here all all mad and shit, all just fuck everybody. Nah. Okay. But you got to remember that in your mind. Okay. So that way, every day you're sharpening up, getting ready for that time. So when that time comes, you're like, oh, what the hell? You know. That way, remember the Lord already told us that. You know. So just it's always just being ready. You know. Hey, you got to meditate in that. You know, because remember, especially like on good days, you know how it is. And the truth, you know, sometimes you have good days where like, I'm doing good, and some days you're like, shit, man, you know, barely holding on. But remember that, like when you had those good days, you know, remember, because these troubling, serious times are approaching. You know, like Apostle Gabar said it. You know, because until we're in those ships, you know. Because remember, we're not out yet. Okay, when we're in those ships, that's when we made it. Because none of us know that we are part of the hopeful elect. We don't know that. All right. So, Revelation 17, verse 13. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Okay. All right. So these have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So they have one mind, one goal. Okay, because Trump's saying, oh, this and that. You know, NATO's saying that, oh, fuck you, you know. Remember, they have one goal, one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Verse 14, very important. So this is a cut to let all you know out there that these leaders are against the God of the Bible. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They are not with the Lord, the power of the Bible. Okay? The God of the Israelites. Alright, remember, this is the Lord's word. Alright, these, so what we named, remember, NATO, the EU, America. Verse 14, these shall make war with the Lamb, Yahushai. See, so this is why they had their space satellites and stuff. Alright, you know, this is why they have agents, and there's a lot that they have out here. They have clones, invisible suits, different levels of agents, sleeper cells, don't matter, you know. That's the blessing that the Lord gave them on the left hand side. How much more on the right hand side, you know? Yeah, very real. Huh? All right, check this out. And the Lamb Yahushai shall overcome them, because the Lord's gonna, you know, open up a can of whoop ass out here. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Look at that. Okay, because the hopeful elect are not gonna sell out. All right, just so you can understand. All right, just so you can understand. You know, the hopeful elect, yeah, they may be kind of, you know, messing up a little bit, need a little adjustment here and there, going through their trials. But at the end of the day, the elect are going to endure. They're going to, you know, they're going to go, they are the elect. So they're going to go all the way. Okay? You know? So remember that there's different levels to the body. Okay? There's different members of the office. So all right, so you got to understand that there's different members, all right, in the body. There's different offices, you know, in the hopeful elect, because you got the prophets, you got the believers, the house. All right, you got to understand that there's different believers in the body. All right, so remember, just because somebody, and just remember that as we're, because we're going through a heavy time, you know. Heavy time of testing. There's time when the Lord, you know, the Lord may just have to like chastise the servant, you know, kind of have him away, but that don't mean that he or she's not part of the hopeful elect. You got to understand that. All right, so it's very, very important, you know, very important. So you got to understand that, and just because somebody may not be coming out to camp no more doesn't mean that that person's not part of the hopeful elect. Or the Lord has different ways that He deals with His servants. Okay, so remember that we're not the brothers and sisters. They're not our servants. They're the Lord's servant. See, and the Lord knows exactly what He needs to do to get him where He needs him to be. See that? So just remember that. To you brothers and sisters that are just coming into the faith, all right. Remember that. So that way you just when you make your judgments out here, judge the spirit. Okay, remember, not every so-called white person, okay, Asian, so-called Chinese, Moabite, okay, not everyone that looks like that are heathen. Remember that, because there are Israelites that look like the heathen, but they're not. Okay, as confusion of faces, Israelite foreigner. You got to understand that. See? All right, so this is why you got to have a little patience. Try the spirit, but it all comes with time. You got to be seasoned. See? All right. Verse 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples. See where America, okay, sits, are peoples, and multitudes and nations and tongues. They got the U.S. embassies everywhere, right? Verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. There it is, okay? Because they are turning against America. All right, it's not just because we're in that time now. No, the Lord's making it happen. All right, because it's time for America to go down, but also NATO and them too. But it's just that the Lord's going to use certain things. It's just the Lord's has different things for his judgments. Verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, okay, the EU, these shall hate the whore, America, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. How? Okay, how? By the ICBMs, all right, which is the seventh trumpet. All right, so Lord willing, I'll make a lesson on that later on, pertaining to salvation. Pertaining to how the elect is going to be saved. I've been going into that bits and pieces here, but Lord willing, I'll put it into all into one. Gather up precepts, just referring to the elect of the nation of Israel. Because remember, it's only the elect. Just because you're an Israelite don't mean that you're gonna make it. All right. And remember that just because you know the word don't mean that you're part of the hopeful elect. Okay, that means you got a good chance if you're still fighting, you got faith, but remember that. All right. Verse 17, and the most high, okay, for Yahweh. Listen up, this is very important, because this shows us right here who put this together. Okay, who's in control. All right, Revelation 17, verse 17. For Yahweh hath put in their hearts, their minds, to fulfill His will. Booyah. Okay, so Trump, Putin, North Korea, okay, all you leaders out there, all right, NATO, the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is putting it in your minds to do what you're doing. All right, you got to understand that. Oh yeah, okay. All right, these shall hate the whore. Okay, remember the NATO. Okay, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Verse 17. For Yahweh hath put it in their hearts to fulfill His will. Bam. Okay. Okay, what are you talking about? Because it's the Lord's will. And to agree all right, and to give their kingdom unto the beast. See that? So why are all these nations moving the way they're doing, you know, and putting, you know, working on their nuclear arsenal? Remember, Putin says he's gonna personally oversee the ICBMs. Shihao Bashimal Shai. Okay, it's very important. The ICBMs are very important. Okay, remember, Yahweh Shemiel Shai is having the Edomites, okay, on this warpath just so you can destroy each other. Remember that. The Lord's having you move fast just so you can kill yourself. So how you like them apples, you know? You know, the faster you move, the faster you go down. You know? So, you know, when the hopeful elect see all these signs that, oh, they're going to put an ICBM here, and like, oh, shit, oh, hell no. Like, yeah, hell yeah. You know? Bring those bad boys out. See? Because right now, who's destroying each other? You goofy ass heathen. Okay, the Edomites and heathen. All right, yeah, the tribes are still fighting one, you know, a little bit here and there, you know, because we're underneath the curses. We don't have much, but who's over here throwing rockets at each other? You know, hiding on the ground stuff. Who's doing all that? Okay, the heathens. All right, you know, and we're just laughing. But that just shows you that we're in a different time now, because the main focus right now is what? America and Iran, right? Small hats, Israel, okay? All right, I don't like saying that, but the people that live over there in Israel, all right, yeah, you know, it's him, you know? So right now, the attention is on that, you know? The FRNs, gas prices. It's all about war, fuck. How am I gonna pay for this, you know? See? Remember, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6. For those of you who are troubled, rush to us. So let these heathens tremble. Okay, let them get all mad and hey, they ain't gonna go nowhere. Remember, no one's leaving this planet. Remember that, okay? No one's leaving this planet. So, you know, let these heathens scramble and get all mad. Let them. They ain't going nowhere. Where are they going? You know? See? What are they gonna do? You know? And most importantly, what are they gonna do? You see? All right. For the Most High Yahweh has put it in their hearts to fulfill His will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast. Listen up, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. There it is. Okay. So until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled, because it's all about what? Prophecy. This is why we teach that, because Yahweh Shai said everything has to be fulfilled. St. Matthew 24, verse 6 to the 8th verse. Okay, remember, everything must be fulfilled. It's the beginning of sorrows. All right, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. Verse 18, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So bear with me. Okay, that is America, because who rules over these kingdoms right now? Going around the world, time Venezuela. All right, here, you know, you can't have that. That's our oil. Iran, you guys can't have a nuke. They have a nuke. I don't give a crap. What are you talking about? All right. Right here. So you brothers and sisters can go on Google. All right, go on your internet, whatever you got. Put right here, GMS. Just put 7 heads and 10 horns chart. Okay, and you'll see this right here. Okay, you'll see that right there. Okay, and that's just, you know, you can get more, you know, better. Let me see where I make sure it's still relevant here. You can see here, you know, NATO, you got the philosophies which America pushes. And I'm going to go into a part 3 a little later to go into Revelation 13. All right, there's a lot of meat there that's pertaining to Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. You understand? All right, but this picture right here is good for, you know, edification. You can see, you know, America here, you know, they have the dates here, you know, the names too. That way you can practice too, you know. That way you know it. Because remember, it's not just, just listening. You want to do your own research. Study to show thyself approved. Okay, give all diligence to make your calling and election sure. So you want to establish your own, you got to have a foundation, a relationship with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, know that and understand that. Okay, know that and understand that. All right, because remember, the scripture is not written for no reason. Let every man be persuaded in their own mind. All right, so you have to be, you have to have faith. You have to. All right. Remember what happened to Lot's wife. All right. Did the Lord say, "Oh, well, you know what? She looked back and, oh, she's your wife, so I'm gonna save her." No, hell no. Okay, if you don't repent and you don't believe in the Lord, you're condemned already. All right, remember that. So with that, that's on today's lesson on part 2 on Esau's kingdom is divided. Shalom.